All right. And we're rolling.
All right. What up?
What's up? Yeah, what up?
What up?
That's your little slogan.
Yeah.
So what's going on with you?
Nothing much. Just been, honestly, today's kind of a crazy day because Dylan and I leave for Montana tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I have to get everything ready for our trip and packing. I try to pack make recipes and freeze them and then take them with us, you know,
Yeah.
so we're not spending a ton of money
Well,
going
that's
out
the
to
worst when you
eat.
go on trips and you're spending like $70 here at
Yeah.
one restaurant, then breakfast is another $30.
Yeah.
And it's like, how did I already spend this much money?
Yeah, and two, where we go camping, so obviously we don't have access all the time to restaurants.
Yeah.
We're out in the wilderness, and so it's like we have to be able to heat up food. So I've learned from doing it for several years that if I meal prep and I just I make everything at home and then I just have to heat it all up so I don't have a huge mess, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier.
Well, that's the easiest way to do it, and it's the best way for you, your wallet, and your body.
Yeah,
Because you're making all the food, and you make really good food, obviously.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows.
Yeah.
You are cooking with Charlie's mom. So
Yeah.
let's get into that. I'm kind of interested, where your passion from that came from, because it's not really just the cooking. It's the cooking, and then it's all the prep behind it. You got to go buy the food. You got to make the videos. You got to post it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more than just cooking in your kitchen.
Yeah. Honestly, what got me started in cooking was when I got pregnant with Charlie Grace. I started craving home cooked meals, and I wasn't a good cook. So I would literally get a recipe book, and it would take me over 2 hours to make a dinner.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously now over the years, I've gotten a lot better at it. So I can I know what goes good together now, you know, so I can create my own recipes. I don't have to follow recipes to a T.
Yeah.
But then I think, when was it? Probably, it was right before Dylan and I got together. My family, I'm known as the chef in my family. So they were the ones that recommended me starting an Instagram page or a cooking page, just somewhere I can upload all of my recipes onto.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, that sounds like a fun idea, you know?
Well, at first it's not like you're trying to get famous at first. At first you're just doing it for fun. So
Yeah.
I try to look at it. It's like the modern day journal almost, right?
Yeah.
You're kind of documenting stuff. Mm-hmm. You could still have the journal too and that kind of stuff, but it's like our little tech journal because we're trying to document it all, right?
Yeah.
I just hope one day it doesn't all go away because I'm gonna be devastated.
Yeah,
you know?
I know. Could you imagine if something happened to the social media platform and then it's all my recipes on Instagram just vanish?
That's my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Because I have so much data inside of Google, with my Gmail and then all my video stuff and
Yeah.
everything else they know on me, and then the stuff with the iPhone and all your social media posts. So it's what if it just disappeared one day?
Yeah.
That would kind of suck.
Yeah, it definitely would.
I don't think it ever will, just because it's I feel like it's not a liability, but it's way too much negativity on their end. That would make them look really bad, right?
And I feel like our generation is moving towards that direction. So many people nowadays are seeing others that are super successful with social media platforms, and they're realizing oh, I don't have to work an 8 to 5 job Monday through Friday and only have the weekends off. I can do something that I'm passionate about, have a social media page, and then there's so many different ways that you can make an income.
Yeah.
I'm still learning all of that.
Yeah.
There's so much. Yesterday, I was researching all day long on YouTube, affiliate programs that I can connect myself with on how to start making more money off of my cooking page,
Yeah.
So it's just there's so much information out there. And if you put enough time and effort into it, then anybody can do it,
Yeah.
You just have to be passionate about it.
Yeah, I realized that all the information you need is literally on YouTube about halfway through college.
Yeah.
Because I was doing engineering and I didn't care for it, and then I switched into marketing, and it's I feel like there's so much you can learn just on YouTube instead of going to class. And obviously school is good for stuff in class and being taught, but there's not real life scenarios in class almost. They could try to replicate it, but I feel once you get on YouTube, everything is real life. You know? Mm-hmm. Everyone tells you how to do stuff from experience. And then I feel like it just unlocks the door and makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. I mean, and look at you now, like how you said with everybody's kind of starts off social media as like a hobby. And look at how successful you've just became, like, in our small community, you know, like everybody, Dylan and I talk about all the time. We're like, dang, Destry, Day Night Media is killing it. Like, everybody's using you for your drone footage, like your photography stuff. And you've just put so much work into it. And now you're doing your little podcast. Like, it's pretty awesome. It's cool.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm just like motivated.
Yeah.
Growing up, like, I always had everything. You know, because I had a pretty good great family.
Yeah.
Like, money wasn't ever really an issue for us. So I guess I kind of just got used to that. And then probably, I think it was my sophomore year in college, I was doing some activities with some friends.
Yeah.
In the dorm room.
Yeah.
And I like had an epiphany, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Almost. I was like, oh my God, once I graduate, I have to like support myself, and this little fairy tale that I've been living in for the past 18 years is like gonna poof and vanish, because my parents won't care, you know, what I'm doing once I graduate.
Yeah.
I gotta make my own money, and do I really want to go work for someone the rest of my life? So like it kind of all started right there, and I just started fantasizing and really getting obsessed with like trying to figure out how I can make this internet money, or you know, how I can even just use myself and use my brain to make all the money I need.
Yeah.
Like, it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And the thing that's crazy is, like, I'm 31 now. So looking back, I remember I was in high school and I had no idea what I wanted to do. There was a bunch of different things. Yeah. Like, I enjoyed,
You're 16.
Yeah. And I enjoyed doing makeup. Like, I wanted to do character makeup on movie sets.
Yeah.
I wanted to do cooking school, but I hardly ever cooked in the kitchen. I was just throwing out all these random ideas.
Yeah.
And now that I'm older, it's like with my girls, I just want to make sure that they don't have to feel rushed into picking a career. Like, I feel like younger kids these days are so rushed. Like, oh, you're a senior in high school, you're moving on to college, what do you want to do the rest of your life? It's like, nobody knows. I don't even know still what I want to do for the rest of my life, and I'm 31, you know?
Yeah, no, that is a big problem, I think. I went to college straight out of high school, and I had no idea what I wanted to do, but I was going for engineering. So, you know, it was kind of a skill set that was already in the family, kind of like tied into the construction and all that kind of stuff. So I thought I'd like it, but those kids are just a lot smart. Maybe they're not smarter than me, but they care to know that knowledge a lot more than I do.
Yeah.
Like, I was in math class and engineering class. I was like, I can't ever see myself using this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, actually being excited to go to the job site or do any of this stuff. So that's when I had to change.
And you have to be passionate about what you're doing. And if there's something that, like, you're creative, obviously you do your video
and I've always been
editing
creative,
stuff.
so that's why, like, I kind of went with this direction.
Yeah, and it's awesome. Like, you found something that can make you happy and you can put your time and effort into, you know?
Yeah.
Where I don't know if a lot of people have that, or they don't know who they are enough, like, within themselves. Like, they don't know who they are to know exactly what they would be good at or what they want to do. You know, does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of theories on why.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So I think part of the reason, I've already told Lauren this, I was like, I want to homeschool our kids.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're not going to have kids for a couple of years or so. That's the plan anyways. But it's like, I want to homeschool our kids because a lot of the stuff I learned in college is how to unlearn everything that society in the school system has tried to teach me.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that's made me to like where I am today is just unlearning everything I was taught.
Yeah.
Like, because it's really just based around what makes you happy. Like,
Yeah.
it's not about a paycheck. Everyone always tells you it's like, you got to make this amount of money and you have to do this. You either got to go here, here, or here. That's what one of my teachers told me. You either got to go straight to the workforce, the college, or the military. It's like, I mean, that kind of makes sense, but it just, you know, I feel like there's other options.
Yeah. And the thing that sucks too is, like, I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast the other day, and he was talking about student loan debt.
Yeah.
And, like, how there's so much debt.
I got it.
There's so much debt that you can have, but student loan debt is one of the debts that you can't get out of. So if you have no idea what you want to do, and you go to college and you're like, oh, I'm going to do this. And then you start getting into it like you did with engineering. And it's like you realize that you're not passionate about that, but you just took out all of these loans for this thing that you're supposed to be learning about. It's like there needs to be more awareness with our kids on what they can actually accomplish as they get older. Like college isn't the only thing you can do.
No.
You know, you could do so many other things. And I don't think that that's talked about enough in school, in the school systems or anything like that.
Yeah, it's not. Once you get to college, it's definitely like a little more open and a little more free. Like I probably had about 4 or 5 like cool professors, you know.
Yeah.
Like, professors I actually liked being in their classes, and they gave me some really good information, but what were we going with that? Information being locked. Okay, so here's why we're talking about student loans. Student loans is the crazy thing, like you're saying, because the reason why college is so expensive is it goes hand in hand with like how much money the federal government gives out. So the more money that the government is willing to give out, the more expensive college gets.
Oh.
So it's like this little ratio going on, you know?
Yeah.
As one gets higher, the other gets higher, but the government makes it to where it's erasable. That stays with you forever. And if you don't pay it off, then your grandkids are going to pay it off. So it's one of those little tricky things. It's like, it's so supported. Go to college, do this, get a degree. Oh, but you might be $100,000, $200,000 in debt. But don't worry, we'll give you the money.
Yeah.
You just got to pay us back.
I think
it's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's insane. And I think like I went to community college.
Yeah.
So my, both of my brothers went to U of A. And I never went to a big college, but I went down to Tucson and I went to Pima Community College and I started getting my prerequisites.
That's where Lauren went for X-ray.
Oh, really?
Pima.
Oh,
Vegas.
down in Tucson. Okay. See, I went to the one down in Tucson, but they have one out in Vegas too. And I started getting all my prereqs done for nursing.
Yeah.
Then I moved back here and got into the nursing program through MCC. And it's like, that is okay too. And I feel like, I remember being in high school and thinking like all my friends were getting accepted into these colleges. And I felt like, oh God, I'm stupid. Like I didn't get accepted into a big college or I don't know what I want to do with my life. I remember having a mental breakdown in my parents' bedroom, crying my eyes out because I was like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. Like, where am I going? You know? And it's super stressful. And I feel like you compare yourself to others. But you don't have to do that. Like community college is good too.
Because
I know
social media now. You're always I had that problem. I was always comparing myself to other people and where they're at. But you got to realize that they might have started 10 years ahead of you, and that's just where they are. But you don't see that. You only see the good now.
Yeah. Oh, I do that all the time with food.
Yeah.
Food
their
accounts.
Food's so good.
Yeah. Like I'll go on, I'll click
That's
on
crazy.
someone on social media and they'll have like hundreds of thousands of followers.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and now I don't feel like that as much anymore. But I remember when I first really started going with this and I was like, okay, maybe I can make something out of this.
Yeah.
I would see other people's accounts that had 1,000 followers and I'd be like, I can't wait to get to 1,000 one day.
Yeah.
Now I'm like on Instagram, you know, I have like over 5,000 followers and it's just crazy to watch it grow from nothing to what it is now, you know?
Well, that's where I'm at right now. I've been trying to reach 1,000 followers for, I think it's like 2 or 3 years now. And I'm honestly surprised it took this long because I put a lot of work into social media, but I think with just like my line of work, it's, you know, it kind of is what it is.
Yeah.
So I finally reached 1,000, but now I'm only at 1,010. So it's like,
Yeah.
Like I'm itching to get to 2,000 and then 20,000.
Yeah.
So I guess you're always wanting more.
Yeah. But just don't ever give up on it. There's been numerous times where I've even talked to Dylan and I've been like, is this worth it? Should I just quit? Should I go back to work? Like, cause I don't work now.
Yeah.
And, you know, him and I got together and he was like, if you really want to give this a go, like business is doing good right now. You can stay home and you can focus on trying to make your cooking page into something, you know?
Yeah.
And there's been times where I'm in the same boat as you. Like I'll be I remember I was at like 5,000 something followers for 3 weeks and I only gained like 2 followers. And I was
what's
just
going
like,
on?
yeah. And you're putting all this time and effort into this content and it's not easy. Like it's easy to get into a kitchen and just cook. But when you're making a video and explaining a recipe step by step, like there's a lot of editing that goes into it. it's a lot of time.
The worst. Editing on your phone is the worst.
Yes.
Because it literally just feels like your head's going to explode as you're staring into this little screen. That's how I feel. I've had like a social media problem just because I'm on it so much, and like we're talking so much about social media, but it's really not like the entire business at the end of the day, but it's just that important. I feel like that's how you reach people nowadays.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to get on TV or, you know, trying to make it in the newspaper or the magazine, you're trying to make it on social media.
Yeah.
But so I have to tell myself, like, all right, like even if you aren't doing good in social media, or not that I'm not, but you know, you just get wrapped up in it.
Yeah.
I just tell myself, this isn't what makes me money necessarily. Like,
yeah.
Like my amount of followers doesn't translate to, you know, the amount of money I bring in from my business. So I just have to tell myself that, like, although it helps tremendously bring in business.
Yeah.
It's not my business, you know?
Yeah. And like with you do your editing and stuff and your weddings and stuff that you do, like you're making money off of something that you enjoy doing, you know? Whereas like if I were to go and try to make money off of cooking, I'd have to cater something or I'd have to do, and I don't want to get into that. Like, no, it's just, I did it
you
for
like to do
a little
what you
bit.
Do.
Yeah. And it's just a lot of work. Catering is a lot, and it's not, you don't make enough money for the amount of time that you put in. Yeah. And when you come to somebody and you say, hey, I mean, you probably know this, but when you say, hey, this is how much I charge, and they think, well, you're too expensive. And it's like, you have no idea what goes into this, like grocery shopping, meal prepping, lugging all of my stuff to your location, cooking for you, the cleanup process, like, and you
not to mention all the stress and all the thinking that goes into it.
And like, so my mom, I don't know if you know this, but my mom was a photographer for her. It was court photography.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, for years she did newborn photography, and she was amazing at it. Yeah. Like everyone knew her in town. Like go to Debbie for you know, family photos. She did everything. But I just remember her sitting on the couch editing for hours and hours and hours, and then when she started charging a sitting fee on top of because what happens? She wasn't charging that for a while. No. And so people wouldn't even buy they'd do a session with her, and then they wouldn't even purchase photos from her. And it's like, so she would do a sitting fee. Then they started complaining about, oh, your sitting fee price is too expensive. And it's like, you don't understand. Like, it's not like someone just comes out and takes a couple snapshots and then just gives you the pictures. Like, they're editing them. They're going through hundreds of photos that they took during that session and picking out the best ones, you know? Yeah.
Well, you have to have an eye for it, and that gets developed over the amount of years you spend doing it, your experience. And more experience you have, the better you are at it. And that's what you're paying for at the end of the day. Yeah. Like now that I have, you know, 2 or so years under my belt of doing this, I feel like I can charge what I want to charge because I think my work is badass. And if you want to join the club, you know, this is what it costs. Like, and not even that my prices are expensive or anything, you know, I feel like they're fair, but there's just a lot more that goes into it. Like, I don't charge a sitting fee. It's just included in my flat fee. I give flat fees for everything. Yeah. And then if they want to ask what goes into that flat fee, then I'll let them know, you know? Yeah. But it's not like you're just sitting there clicking buttons. You're sitting there, you're trying to go through photos, you're stressing out because your dog, this is what I do. Freaking Bella will come and, you know, rub beside me and be like, Dad, come play with me. Like, get off your computer. And then it's like, oh my God. Like, I know, let's go hang out or do something. And then you have Lauren out here. You're like, you're always on your freaking computer, like editing. I'm like, I know it's working. So that's what you're paying for is like, it's really it's not a distraction because it's your job. Yeah. But it is a job and it's
a grind.
Yeah. It's a grind.
And you're trying to make something into, like, you're trying to start this and turn it into something. And so in order for you to get to where you know you can be, you have to grind. You have to put in that time and that effort because it's so much easier to just close your laptop and go, I'll get to that later. Yeah. Instead of just sitting down and doing it. And when you're more efficient in things, like, you're just more successful in life in general, you know?
Yeah, like you don't pay people because it only took you 2 hours. You're paying them for all the years of experience. Yeah. They learn. I just screwed up the whole sentence. What is it? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, I know.
The amount of time it took them to learn how to do it in 2 hours. Mm-hmm. So that's what I think you're paying for.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow, we got through a lot right there.
Yeah.
So, I want to go back to, I think we're on like I like to talk about not conspiracies, but like government and just kind of like the way things work and why they are the way they are. So about like unlearning the system. That's what happened to me in college. I know I keep going back to college, but you guys got to listen. Like I had this epiphany, like, oh my God, this, you know, the U.S. is the best place ever, and yada, 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 and all the media and Hollywood. So you're really distracted with like everything growing up, and you're taught to learn this one way. But then I kind of broke out of that, and I looked at it from outside in. It's like, oh, hell no, I need to unlearn how to do this, unlearn this. This is actually what's good for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we get so caught up in all the media and the big movies and celebrities, and it's just a distraction.
Yeah.
Like, in all this with school and stuff too, they're teaching, schools are government, you know, mandated or funded or whatever you want to say. Like, the government has some insight over it.
Yeah.
So they're only like teaching you what they want to teach you. They want to keep you down here because they're up here, and the power is in the information in between you. They want to keep that as far as possible.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. And I think that there was somebody, I can't remember, it was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was talking about somebody years ago said that this is what's happening in the school systems with college. Like, they're slowly starting to spread information through the students to make them think a certain way, and it takes like years.
Yeah.
I can't even.
No, I know it's just an agenda.
Yeah.
I have heard that because I listen to Rogan a lot, obviously. But I didn't have that too bad in college because I was in Phoenix. It's in Arizona, and it is private Christian. So I feel like they had a lot more say on who they hired and what they wanted to teach kids and stuff like that. So I never got too much like liberal agenda pushed down my throats. I mean, there was like some teachers and stuff like that who are just old school and, you know, don't know any better and just doing what they're told, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's really what it is at the end of the day most of the time. They just don't know any better. They're just doing what they're told.
Yeah. The thing that sucks is I feel like there's a lot of people that agree with both sides at times.
Yeah.
Like, with certain things, you know, that are being said. And it's just like, I just like having conversations about stuff. Like, I like understanding why somebody thinks a certain way. And I'm not saying it to be like, if I have a question about anything, about your religion, about your political views, about your cooking skills, like, and I don't fully agree with you on how you're thinking about it, like, I'm not going to be mean to you.
You just want to know why.
I just want to know why. I just want to understand it. But I feel like everybody these days, especially because social media, if you say things on social media, it can come across as like somebody's attacking you. But it's like, we should be able to just have conversations and just understand one another.
Well, not even that you're attacking someone. They just might take it as that because you can't show like your emotion on social media. Like, hey, why is this? I just want to know. I'm not attacking you.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could put that, but and there's no consequence when you talk shit to someone on social media.
No,
right?
there's none. You're just sitting behind
that's
a keyboard.
Why you're a keyboard warrior.
Yeah.
I had someone, I posted a reel yesterday, and it kind of hurt my feelings. Like, I never thought that comments would hurt my feelings. Not that I'm crazy, like, I'm not famous or anything, but still, you know.
Yeah.
I had probably 5,000 plays on this reel, and it was me talking about how, like, I was kind of a shell in college the last 2 years because I was just working on my business and, you know, focused on the future and stuff like that. I haven't really ever been a big party guy or anything like that, really. So, anyways, I was just talking about that in the reel, and a guy commented and he said, "Believe me, you're still the lame friend, buddy." And he had like 3 likes on the comment.
Oh my gosh.
And his profile picture was him, looked like he was eating Cheetos on his bed, laying on his stomach or something. Yeah. I'm like, what? Why would you even tell me that, dude?
Yeah. Do you know him?
No, he's just a troll.
Just a troll.
I don't know. I shouldn't be giving credit, you know, but.
And that's the thing that sucks is like, I did that with TikTok.
Yeah, you can't.
My first recipe I think I posted was my meatloaf recipe. And it blew up on TikTok. It got like 4.2 million views or something. Yeah, the meatloaf. So many terrible comments.
For
terrible.
No reason.
And I shelled up. Yeah. I was like, I'm not posting on TikTok platform anymore. Like, these people are rude.
These people suck.
Yeah, but then I had to turn the negative into a positive, and I had to understand that like these people that are sending negative comments underneath my stuff is only throwing it back into the algorithm, which is getting it more views. And then what happened was, at first it was all these negative comments, and then once people started actually making the recipe, they'd come back and they'd tag me and say, oh, I made this last night and it was amazing. Best meatloaf recipe ever. Da, da, da. So then the positive stuff started coming. You know?
you can't give them attention. And I know I've heard people say that, but it's hard not to when
it's so hard.
When it's on your page and you are checking like to see the likes and the views and the comments. Because what if it is someone positive, but then you got some jack off calling you a clown. Someone called me a clown. Told me I was still the lame friend. Even if I am the lame friend, I don't care, dude. You
doesn't
know?
matter. Like, you're doing what you want to do. Yeah. I think there was a video where I was getting ready to go to the river and I had my overalls on and I had one of them undone, but I had a bikini on underneath.
Oh, cover it up.
Yeah. Oh, this one lady that she followed me. She was following my cooking page and she commented underneath it and made some rude comment about me being like half naked. Like, and then did like a punching face or something, or punching emoji. Like, yeah. And then I clicked on her and I'm thinking, did you follow me? Like, what? I don't understand the negativity. But then I also have to remind myself that there's just negative people in the world. And there's people that aren't happy within themselves and they see somebody else succeeding or like, I was in a bikini. I've been working out. I'm into fitness. Like, I don't know what she looks like, but maybe it hit a nerve. Maybe it triggered her, like, you know, and so she just threw something negative out. And it's just like, I'm just not a negative person. Like, I don't like being negative towards others. I don't like bringing other people down, you know? No. So I don't know. I just think that when you come across those types of comments, you have to try to ignore it. It's hard to. But
yeah. No, I'm so glad we're, let me restart. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad we're getting into this because I feel like people have just been negative or just kind of ticked off lately, right? Or just rude.
It's the heat.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just like maybe it's the government, inflation, gas prices, the shitty food they're eating. Like, I just don't know what it is. Watching the news, I just feel like people are being so rude lately to me for no reason. Because I feel like I'm always, I feel like I'm a nice guy. You know, I never try to come off as a dick or something, unless I try to.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm always a nice guy and, you know, try to treat people with respect and stuff like that. But lately I've just been getting some negative comments. Bella.
Oh, it's okay.
So like the last probably 6 times I've been flying my drone out.
Yeah.
So here's what I do. I park on the street. Bella, get out of here. Bella, go. Go lay down. Sorry. So the last couple times I've been flying my drone out, probably 4 or 5, you know, so I get my trucks parked. I get my drone out. I fly in my truck in the AC because I'm not standing outside.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Yeah.
You know? And then, so I always try to park a little farther from the house I'm actually shooting just because I've been having this problem. People are trying to hunt me down and find out who I am and find out where I'm flying and what I'm doing.
Why?
And stuff like that. Because I'm flying a drone around houses. So they get like insecure.
Yeah.
They think that I'm flying around them or
like to snoop on them or something.
Which is understandable, but you know, that's not what I'm doing. So I try to tell people that and they still come off as just rude and arrogant and just straight up dicks. Like, you don't even know me, dude. Why are you treating me like this right now?
It's because they're jealous.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of just pisses me off at the end of the day, but I shouldn't give them any mind. You know?
Yeah. I mean, you're just starting out in your career. You're starting to become successful in it. And whoever it is probably isn't, you know, happy with where they're at in life. And they see this young kid flying a drone. They don't understand that it's part of your business. Like, you're not doing it to snoop on people. So they just have something negative to say about it, you know?
I had a girl come up to me, I think it was like probably 3 or 4 days ago, but I'm in this new neighborhood. It's one of those neighborhoods where they're building everything. There's no houses yet. Yeah. So it's basically empty, just dirt lot. So I'm taking the pictures and I see this car strolling up and I'm like, all right, I know this little 4 mile an hour, you know, stroll. What is she doing? She's definitely onto me. So I roll down my window like, hey, how's it going? She's like, what are you doing? So she's already coming off to me negative. Yeah. Which makes me pissed off automatically. Yeah. Like, I tried to be nice to you. Hey, how are you? So she's like, just seeing what you're doing because you don't belong in my fucking neighborhood. And I was like, oh, God. Lady, I'm getting paid to be here right now. Like, I want nothing to do with you. Yeah. Drive away in your little Versa or whatever you got going on. It just ticked me off. Sorry if you drive a Versa. But It was dirty, and it made me mad. I was like, people just, don't know how to treat people with respect nowadays, and I don't know what it is.
They just have nothing better to do.
I had this guy come up to me. I might be assuming something, but I could see him in my left-hand mirror. Mm-hmm. He was walking up to me with a bag of tools. And you got to think like he had something in that bag of tools because he was seeing what I'm doing. Like, but what are you going to do? Chop my head off or something? Shoot me? Like, I'm just a truck parked on the side of the road.
Yeah.
It's a clean truck. It's 21. Like,
yeah.
I'm not snooping on you or anything.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just feel like people are crazy.
And I think, honestly, a lot has to do. I mean, it's hot here.
Yeah.
Like,
do you think it's the heat?
Yeah, I think it's the heat.
Really?
I think around this time every year stuff happens. And it's just like, okay, the heat's getting to people, you're cooped up inside. Like, honestly, Dylan and he works out in the heat.
Yeah.
As soon as he comes home, shuts all the blinds.
Done.
Turns the AC down, and he is exhausted just from being out in the heat all day, and it's like, you think, okay, let's go down to the river. Let's do this. But you're just like, it's 120 degrees outside. You're miserable. And, so I think people that live here, especially, there's just not a lot to do during the summertime unless you're down at the river, because it's way too hot to go hiking. It's way too hot to do pretty much anything.
And then you see some guy outside in a white truck. You're like, oh, I'm going to go see what he's doing.
Yeah.
That'll give me a reason to go outside.
Uh-huh.
So maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like I've been having some bad juju, and they say your brain is like a satellite or something. So maybe I've been attracting that almost because it's been happening to me like over and over again.
Yeah.
So maybe that's part of what it is. But yeah.
Yeah, they say
I'm just ticked
that
off,
a thought, your first thought in the morning can control your entire day. So if you wake up in the morning and you're pissed off, or you're just like, I don't want to go to work, or negative mindset right away, first thing in the morning. Most likely you're going to have a negative day, So
for that, I have like a little, what's it called? It's not a horoscope, but it's just a daily affirmation app.
Yeah.
So it's right here at the top of my screen, and it says, sometimes something incredible is waiting to be known.
Yeah.
Like I read that first thing this morning, and what that makes me feel like is, oh, wow, there's actually something out there for me already, but I just haven't discovered it yet. Like, I got to put in the work, or I got to do this or do that to get to that point.
Yep.
Right.
And as long as you believe in yourself, you're honestly capable of whatever you put your mind to. Mm-hmm. So that's what I do first thing in the morning is I literally get up, I drink my 2 glasses of water, and I go sit down on the couch, and I get online and I look up my positive quote for the day.
Let me pause you right there. I see you every morning, and I look at your story, and it says like 3 hours ago, and I'm just waking up at like 7 a.m. Like, barely open my eyes. Like, how is she talking on the phone right now at 4:30? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Dylan says the same thing. Yeah. Honestly, it's just like...
It's dedication.
And it's part of my routine. And now, I used to never be a morning person. I used to hate the mornings. I would sleep in until like 10 o'clock. Yeah. And I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older, but now I enjoy my mornings, like especially when I have the kids, because I'll get up, I set my alarm, I get up around 4:10, and I have an hour. Like I just have an hour to myself where I drink my 2 glasses of water, I sit on the couch.
Do you drink coffee?
Not first thing in the morning. So I'm doing this new thing where I learned that if you drink any type of caffeine right when you wake up before drinking water, it creates bad enzymes in your gut, and it causes you to have like an afternoon crash. It causes you to bloat. It causes all of these like problems. So yeah, I heard.
I'm guilty.
Yeah. Like, okay. So I used to wake up first thing in the morning and pound pre-workout, and it's just not good.
It doesn't sound like a good idea.
It's not.
But when you're doing it, you have no other option, right?
Yeah. And it gives you your jolt of energy. You're waking up, you're getting going. It's been getting easier.
Yeah.
But now what I do is I just get up, and then I do my 2 glasses of water. I wait about an hour before I ingest any kind of caffeine. So as long as you wait an hour or two, then I guess the bacteria in your gut, it doesn't like bloat you. It gives, and honestly, my energy levels throughout my day have been a lot better since doing it. So something's working.
I had to quit coffee. I mean, I still drink coffee now because I got back on it, obviously. But, when I was working over there, my day job, my digital marketing job, at the car dealership, I would get up every morning, first thing, because it's kind of like that little, not dopamine or that little rush. You're like, like I can have my fix, my coffee in the morning, sip it on the way to work. But then I just realized I was like almost addicted to it, and I was sluggish if I didn't have coffee.
Yeah.
And then it kind of gives you anxiety too. Once I stopped drinking the coffee for about a week or two, I realized I don't even really need this. I'm kind of just addicted to it, and it's giving me all this unnecessary anxiety that I don't even need. It's not even like anxiety. It's just like a jittery, like I gotta do something.
Yeah.
And I already have enough of that. Like sometimes I wake up in the morning and my heart is just beating through my chest. I'm like, okay, I gotta, let's go. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sometimes I wake up like that, and then other times I'm like, don't talk to me for an hour.
I guess it just depends how you feel.
Yeah.
So I'll drink coffee like maybe 2 or 3 days out of the week now in the morning. Just, if I'm editing or got to go shoot or something.
I can't remember the last time I had coffee.
But yeah, I actually just switched my pre-workout too. It doesn't have any caffeine in it. It has what tea has in it. I think it's called like S7 or something. The guy said it was S something, but it's supposed to be a natural alternative to caffeine almost.
That's interesting.
And I still work out hard, and so it's been working out good.
I think the pre-workout that we take is called GAT, G-A-T.
GAT?
PMP, GAT PMP.
I thought it was bucked up. Wasn't that the one Dylan was talking about?
I think he's...
Or jacked or something like that?
Maybe he's taken that a long time. But he's been taking GAT for years, though. And honestly, when I first started taking it, it made me sick. I couldn't take a full scoop of it. I would only be able to take like a fourth of a scoop, and then I had to work my way up to a full scoop, know?
That's how I am. I only do half scoops, because full scoop, I feel like you're going to kill yourself.
Oh my gosh, you're just like...
Yeah, and then you're burping the whole... Or I do anyways. I feel like I burp sometimes, and then you get down at the lift, and you almost want to pass out. You're like... you're kind of just on la la
When do
land.
you work out? In the morning or afternoon?
It just depends, I guess. Like today, I went bright and early because we were shooting this at 10, so I wanted to do it before that, because they say it's good to work out before you do things like this that make you nervous, because it, like you kind of get all the energy out and you don't feel nervous anymore for some reason.
So working out releases positive endorphins in your brain.
Yeah.
So if you're stressing out about something or like whatever it is, and you go and you do a workout, then you're more relaxed,
Yeah. If I would have just sat here for the 2 or 3 hours before you came here, I would have been like, Lauren can attest to this. I would have been fidgeting with these freaking cameras for 2 hours, messing with that light, making sure it's in the right spot. Like, that's how crazy I am.
Making sure everything's perfect.
I'll just fidget about stuff.
Yeah.
Or it's hard for me to get off my computer sometimes. She'll be like, dude, you've been in there for hours.
Yeah.
Like, it's time to get out.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just be sitting there. Everything has to be perfect with me.
Yeah. See, I'm the complete opposite.
Really?
That's how Dylan is. Everything has to be like, he's super OCD.
Yeah.
Just very organized, has to have a plan for everything. And I am literally the complete opposite.
Really?
Like, I'm just go with the flow.
Yeah.
So even my cooking videos, when you see me do my videos, 9 times out of 10, I don't redo a clip while I'm going through my video.
But you don't realize that though. Like, just run it. People won't know the difference most of the time.
Yeah, and it's funny because my mom and I are opposites in that way. Like when her and I do a video together, she used to be a photographer, so she's a perfectionist too.
Yeah.
So she will do something like over and over until she thinks
Just
it's
to
perfect.
make sure it's right.
Yeah, and me, I'm not like that. I'm like one and done.
Yeah.
I'm good. That's good.
Yeah.
Send it.
It is like a blessing and a curse, right?
Yeah, it is.
You want everything to be perfect, but it's a curse because you'll just stress out about it for no reason. Like, I've had times where I'll be editing this one part of a video, and it's probably 4 seconds worth for like 30 minutes or an hour. It's like, okay, move past it.
Yeah.
It's done. No one's going to notice that one little shake or that one little flicker, whatever it is. But yeah, so I worked out this morning before this because I didn't want to be nervous. But I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me when I work out. It's either in the morning or noon or like 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock is the latest I'll ever go, because then it's just packed full of people. Yeah. It's hot.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Morning is definitely ideal. But for me, it's also like taking into account, okay, do I have to drive up here today to take drone photos, or do I have to drive down there? So that kind of plays a factor in what time I go down there, really.
Yeah. Have you always been like pretty open, like to talking and stuff? Or have you been kind of quiet?
No. Yeah, no,
You were
I
kind
was
of
the shy
quiet.
kid.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, yeah. I was the shy kid growing up.
So you're totally stepping out of your comfort zone, like with doing a podcast.
Like even right now though, I just feel like it's not out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's kind of like normal.
Yeah.
Like I'm not too nervous right now, or I'm not nervous at all. We're
Yeah.
kind of just talking. So, but
Do you
yeah,
think if you-
I was never an extrovert.
Yeah.
I was always the shy kid. Like in college, I mean, there's a lot of different factors I think that could go into it. But,
Yeah.
you know, having a girlfriend, you know, kind of being sheltered, like maybe within my own family.
Yeah.
Like being the oldest kid in the family.
Yeah.
Not having like that camaraderie almost. Like I
Yeah.
have cousins on my Hernandez side, but you know, we weren't like that, like too close or anything, like causing havoc. But yeah, I kind of felt like growing up in the family, I was almost like singled out, you know?
Yeah.
Because it was me, and then it was Cobry, like 5 years later. But you know, she's a girl, 5 years younger than me. We're not gonna have any like camaraderie. Or,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I think that had a lot to do with it. But once I got out to college, I'll give credit to Peter and Tommy, my roommates, and some of my best friends. They really helped me like get outside of my shell, and
Yeah.
you know, they kind of opened my eyes a little bit.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because it's funny because if like future you, if today you could go back in time and tell younger you, like, hey, you're going to have a podcast, like, would you believe him?
No, I'd be like, what are you talking about, dude? I don't want to be on camera talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I was the shy kid growing up. I mean, I would never be the kid like getting chicks or going up to chicks.
Yeah.
Being flirty. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I wasn't, but I don't remember being like that.
Yeah.
I actually had my old high school principal and counselor, Miss Bro and Miss Avila. They told me, they're like, Destry, something has changed about you.
Yeah.
I can't put my finger on it. It's like, well, I've been doing a lot of work on, you know, getting out there more and just putting myself out there and talking and yeah, just trying to better myself. They're like, yeah, something's definitely changed about you. You weren't this kid in high school. You were this little, you know, shelled up, boxed up kid. I was like, yeah, I know. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. You think it's because you've like listened to Joe Rogan and all these other podcasts and you see how they interact and how they think, and like it kind of like makes you think outside the box. It doesn't make you think so closed-minded, you know?
Yeah.
So it allows you to, I don't know, try new things.
Yeah, I think it was just a lot of like good things happening at once for me.
Yeah.
That kind of clicked. You know, graduate high school and then go to college, big city, you kind of got to open up more. You don't know anyone out there. So it kind of forced me to open up a little more and not be that shy kid. Because, you know, if I didn't have friends who like push me to get out more, or do certain things, I would just sit in my room, you know, and play video games. Because I'll be terrified to, you know, go meet new people. Maybe they won't like me, or, you know, they'll think I'm weird, or, you know, something. 'Cause, you know, you just have your own thoughts about yourself, or I don't need to go hang out with them. So, yeah, I think a lot of things just clicked for me. Going to college, meeting like Tommy and Peter and Hunter and, you know, all those guys. They really, like, they're a blessing, honestly. They showed me a lot of things that, you know, kind of got me out of my shell.
Yeah.
And they're a little religious. So I think that kind of opened my eyes a little bit, like made me take a little different look at life almost. Yeah. And then that was good. And my friend Hunter was like the crazy one, and you know, he broke the rules and didn't ask yes or no. He just did stuff.
Yeah.
You know? So that's kind of like who I kind of just tried to like latch onto them and, you know, venture out a little bit. It's okay to be a different person. I'm in college. I'm in the big city. No one knows who I am. So, and then the podcast helped a lot. Like I've listened to probably thousands of hours of podcasts.
Yeah.
And YouTube videos. And there's just so much knowledge and information out there that if you want it, you just got to go get it. It's just in the air.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, you're capable of anything. So like you said, if you want it bad enough, you can do the research. There's so much information out there nowadays. Like you can just search stuff and find what you're looking for within seconds.
That's why I wanted to start this almost. Cause right now, this isn't my idea, but I've heard this. We're in the information age. Like right now, everything is about getting information in your brain. And you can see it with the media and social media. All social media is just information we're digesting. So I wanted to have a place to give my 2 cents and speak my mind and share my thoughts, because I feel like, it could help some people sometimes or something. I feel like I know some things that might brighten someone's day or make you change the way you think about certain things, or you know what I mean? So I just like to think, honestly. I have a thinking problem.
Honestly, I do. I feel like I've gotten more into that ever since meeting Dylan. I feel like he opened up my eyes to the podcast world.
Yeah.
I never used to listen to podcasts before.
Yeah.
And now I crave it. Like when I'm at home and I'm trying to get stuff done throughout my day, like laundry, cleaning, day-to-day chores, I'll throw my headphones in and I'll either listen to a book or I listen to a podcast. And it's because I want to think. Like, I don't want to just
do nothing
or just watch something stupid. Like, I don't want, sometimes I like that. Yes. Sometimes I don't ever watch that show, but sometimes I like to watch stupid stuff where it just like turns my brain off and I don't have to think about it. But especially whenever I'm doing chores around the house or getting stuff done, I feel like if I'm listening to a good podcast that has me so sucked in, I'm doing things and then I don't, like, time goes by so fast. Yeah. And you're so sucked into either the podcast or the book, whatever it is that you're listening to,
I think podcasts are great. It's basically like audiobooks, right?
Yeah.
You're just downloading information. And that's kind of what changed for me as well. Because rap music and like hip hop and stuff is really popular right now. Kind of with like, you're a teenager, you're kind of, you're hip, you're badass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I realized too. I'm like, oh, I'm listening to these dudes who are saying they're like, banging hoes and, getting the bag and like popping perks or, you know what I mean? Just like that kind of stuff. So I kind of like stopped listening to like bad things. I only started listening to Joe Rogan or, informational podcasts, Theo Vaughn, stuff that made me feel good, stuff that educated me, audiobooks. So that was kind of the big switch right there. You are whatever you pretend to be.
Yeah. And what's funny is like, so I used to listen to rap music. Like I used to love it.
I mean, it's good sometimes. Don't
sometimes
get me wrong. I'll listen to it.
There's days where I'm like, okay, I want to listen to some of this.
Where you're feeling good. You're like, oh yeah,
But most of the time now, I listen to like Duke Dumont or the Darley Jefferson remixes on YouTube, and all of that music is like uplifting, just like what's it called, house music. House music, techno music. I am obsessed with it. And I can't, Dylan showed it to me, of course, but that's just such positive music. And like you said, the rapping music, it's good, but if you actually sit back and listen to what they're saying, and then all of our young kids these days are listening to that and they think that that's cool.
They think
like,
it's normal.
The girls, Charlie and Jade, there's
Christ.
times where they'll be dancing in the living room and they'll start doing that little twerk thing.
Oh my
and
God.
I'm like, absolutely not. Like, you're not doing that.
That's my type. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And you're like, where did you guys learn this stuff? You guys are 9 years or
YouTube.
However.
Yeah. Charlie will be 9 in December, but they have their own little kid YouTube channel.
But that just proves that they're like, we're all like sponges, right?
Yeah.
Now they're twerking and
I don't want them doing that. That's not cute. It's not cute. I'm sorry. It is not cute.
I mean, you guys can do that when you're over 18. Do whatever you want.
When you want to go out to the clubs and you want to have a good time and you want to do that, that's fine. But as a 9-year-old,
You're just like, it's kind of crazy how powerful it is.
Yeah. But they like the music that Dylan and I listen to.
Yeah.
Like they know, Charlie, she listens to a ton of music. Her dad listens to country music. So she knows, like they are obsessed with country music.
Country music's good. Like I've always, Michael might hate me for saying this, but I've always been like, not an anti-country, but I just haven't really vibed to it,
Yeah. I don't really listen to it too much.
And then we started watching Yellowstone.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I totally get it.
Yeah.
This is badass. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. We haven't finished Yellowstone.
Oh my gosh. Really? It's only 3 seasons. You got to get through it.
I know. Kind of fell off.
Really?
So I liked it. I feel like Dylan doesn't really like stuff that doesn't seem like real. You know, like
well,
he's like,
let me
this
back
doesn't
you up
seem
right
real.
there. I'll tell you how it's real.
Yeah.
It's very real. That's what they're still doing to this day.
Yeah.
They're still fighting over land. I mean, I try to look at it as Yellowstone is like a modern day version of what was going on back in the day.
Yeah.
And it might still be going on.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they all fight for that land. But I feel like it kind of like related to our family a lot almost.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
just because
okay.
I don't know. I feel like growing up as a kid, I kind of had like my own ranch, you know,
Yeah.
because I lived on the hill and
Yeah.
we had our own little property. So that's kind of like why I liked it. It kind of related to like my childhood a little bit, you know, like, no, this is our ranch. We got to protect it. And, you know, just stuff like that. Like, this is our land. This is our, you know, so I thought it was pretty
maybe
cool.
we'll have to check it out again. We did hear, actually we're watching this new one called The Bear. Have you seen it on Hulu?
No, I think I've heard it. Bear or Bear?
The Bear,
Okay.
just Bear,
Yeah.
The Bear. And it's a chef. So have you ever seen the show Shameless?
No, I think I tried to start it, but my family and Lauren love it.
Yeah, there's one of the main the kids. He's one of the actors in it. He's the main actor in The Bear, and he's like this amazing chef. Well, he comes back to take over his brother's restaurant because his brother died, and it's just a mess. And so he's trying to get it in order. And we're only on, I think, like the 4th or 5th episode, but they're only 30-minute episodes, and it's actually really good. It's done in a very unique way. So we're watching that. I think we said we wanted to check out Stranger Things. Have you seen Stranger Things?
I'm so glad you brought this up. No,
Yeah.
I haven't watched it, but Lauren loves it and my family love it. I tried to get into it, but I couldn't.
Okay.
So I saw this crazy thing on TikTok today, and it said Stranger Things is kind of based off of real life scenarios and conspiracies and stuff like that.
What?
And I guess, yeah, this is gonna blow your mind. But I guess the latest season, have you seen like snippets of it and stuff?
Only on TikTok. That's why I was like,
so you
okay,
kind of know the
everyone's
gist of it, like the
blowing up.
monster and stuff like that, the rock music and
Kind of,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they go into different portals and they interact with different worlds and stuff like that. That's kind of the theme of the show.
Yeah.
Anyways, on TikTok I saw the newest season could be based off of what's called MK Ultra. Have you ever heard of MK Ultra? So it's a CIA, FBI operation, like top secret thing that they did back in the day, like in the 60s or 80s, or I don't know when it was, whenever LSD and stuff was popping off, around the Charles Manson time. So they would take, this is crazy, they would take these people from brothels, you know, dudes just trying to get some entertainment.
Yeah.
And they're obviously not in the right mind state. So they would take them, pull them into this back room, give them these drugs, and they would almost try to make them like psychotic and hypnotize them so they have them under their own little spell.
Oh.
So they would drug them up and then stay in contact with them. And they would just give them all this LSD and all the drugs in the world and just see how they react. And a lot of people say that like it can be linked to a lot of crime and like murder and stuff like that. Just trying to see how they react, because it was during the Cold War. So they said the United States was like trying to experiment different drugs and bioweapons and stuff like that, and see what effect it could have on people. But here's what's crazy. They think Charles Manson was an FBI informant, or like an informant for the government.
Really?
Like, oh, it's so wild.
Huh.
And you know, he was all on LSD, and that was kind of his whole thing was, you know, trippy dude having a good life. Like,
Yeah.
with all his girls. He had all these girls that he would give drugs to as well, and they would just hang out with him because they thought he was God, you know?
Yeah.
But anyways, so Charles Manson, obviously he's a serial killer, a murderer. I think that's correct, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So they can never get this guy. So what they were really doing, they were capturing him. He was just going in and out of jail because he was an informant for the government. He was kind of like their little buddy.
Yeah.
You know how they have informants sometimes to like get insider information?
Yeah.
That's what that was.
Yeah. No, I believe it. Honestly, I feel like I believe that there's so much corruption when
There
it
is.
comes to governmental stuff.
It's not a
I feel like
question.
none of us have any clue, except for the people that are like deep into it, have really any clue how bad it is, you know, because we're so wrapped up in our day-to-day lives
Yeah.
that you don't think about stuff like that.
And all the distractions. You have
Yeah.
TV, you have everything you were taught in school. to think this certain way. So 95% of the population, you don't even have to worry about. You just got to worry about like the people like us who are actually questioning stuff.
So there's a new documentary that just came out on Hulu, the Victoria's Secret owner.
Yes.
I haven't watched it. I want to watch it.
I've kind of forgot.
So I don't know exactly, but from the preview, this is what I got. It's he was part of like the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing. And I think like something happened because they used to do the Victoria's Secret fashion show every December. Yeah. It was like a huge thing. I used to watch it all the time. I used to love it.
Yeah, no, it was a big thing growing up.
Well, they stopped it. They stopped doing the Victoria's Secret. They shut it down. Yeah. Like there's nothing, and then same thing with like online shopping, like all of their bikini swimwear line. I think now they do it through Pink is what it's called, but that all went away. I never paid attention to any of it, but this documentary is just basically saying how he might have been a part of it. Like Jeffrey Epstein might have been a part of it. I was just like, oh, that sounds interesting.
Much crazy information. It's just like, what? So I did hear that. So what Epstein was basically like, I don't know how he ever got his position or how he, got into that place of power to have that much power to blackmail people and stuff like that. So basically he was kind of this guy, he was almost a banker almost, or like a money launderer. So he would take in people's money and like kind of manage it almost, and then blackmail them. Hey, if you do this, then I'm going to release this information. I have all your money or something like that. He had information or money. He was kind of a weird guy.
Yeah.
But I forget what company it was. He was this really rich guy, New York type of guy. And he ended up gifting Jeffrey Epstein like this huge house and half his company or something. So that's kind of like where all his money came from.
Yeah.
So it was almost like he was just this really big hotshot in the government who had like just a little bit of dirt on everyone,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Honestly, it's scary to think. I don't even like thinking about it because I just feel so small. Like I feel like when I start going down that rabbit hole of things, I feel powerless.
And it starts to stress you out.
Yeah, and I don't watch the news anymore.
No,
I used to watch the news all the time.
Why would you watch the news?
Yeah, I do not watch it anymore because it was stressing me out. I started getting so wrapped up into the whole just everything with the politics and the election and it was actually making me mad. Yeah. Like I was starting to get pissed and it's like, this isn't who I am. Yeah. Why am I
getting upset?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, did I move?
No, it's
back a little bit. Oh.
No, my camera like slips down. This isn't the right tripod. You might be able to see it if you can watch it carefully, but I just ordered another one, so
okay.
But we're talking about the news. Why would you even watch the news?
Exactly.
What's on there for you?
I mean, there's some things we'll all watch it for a little bit, but then as soon as they start I'm just like, I need to turn this off because this isn't doing anything. Because if you really think about it, any news outlet is going to talk bad about the other news outlet. Yeah. And it's just they're feeding you what they want you to feel and what they want you to think. And I just don't agree with it. Like, yeah, you should be able to think for yourself. You don't have to agree with CNN. You don't have to agree with Fox News. Like you can come to your own conclusion about stuff. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of the problems that we have with people today and the hate that's going on in our country is a lot to do with the news. Yeah. Well,
I think that'll die out eventually. Like I think there'll be a day where CNN and Fox News won't be a headline news because you got to think that a large percentage of their viewers are maybe over the age of 40 or 50 years old, right? Yeah. So I think once that generation kind of washes out, then people will get their news from, podcasts and reliable news sources and stuff like that.
I get mine from TikTok. No, I'm just kidding.
No, right?
But there's a lot of stuff on TikTok, and I'll be like, I'll tell Dylan, I'll go, hey, did you hear about this? And I'll be like, where'd you hear that? I'm like, oh, TikTok. He's like, you're stupid.
Yeah. I mean, I don't watch the news. Yeah. For, a person like me, young kid like me, I'm not watching the news. I could care less. But I think where a lot of that comes in is just like older people, watch the news.
It's funny.
They don't know anything better.
Yeah. And when was it? A couple years ago when I was like every night we would watch the news. I'd make dinner. We'd watch the news.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was our thing. Like we'd eat dinner. We'd sit down on the couch.
Oh, yeah.
We'd record it and we'd watch the news. I know we sound so lame, but I actually enjoyed it because I felt like when somebody would talk to me about politics, I felt like I actually knew what I was talking about because I was informed, you know, but I was only informed with the program that I was watching. You know what I'm saying? So like now, and on social media and stuff too, like on my social media pages, everything would be popping up like politics. That's all I saw on my newsfeed. And now I don't watch the news, and I follow people that are into fitness. I follow people that are into traveling, cooking.
You only follow stuff that's good for you.
Positive stuff. And now that's all I see on my social media page is positive stuff. I hardly ever come across something negative. And when I do, I'll just like, okay,
block it or hide it.
I'll be like, oh, I don't want that. I don't want to see this, you know, because I don't.
That's what I do. Like probably every couple months with my Facebook or Instagram pages, on my personal anyways. I'll go through my followers, or not followers, but who I'm following, and say, I'll ask myself a very harsh question and say, do I care what this person posts enough to follow them?
Yeah.
If not, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially when it comes to like, I feel the same way when it comes to my cooking page, because when I go onto my cooking page, I follow people that inspire me and they are a positive, you know, outlook or recipes. I love seeing people post new recipes, fitness content. Like I follow people like that. So if I'm not getting that from following you, then I'm not going to follow you. I might follow you on my personal social media page, which I hardly ever get on because now I'm focused on cooking with Charlie's mom. Like that's all I get on now, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't.
I just try to remove
my time.
Yeah, I just try to remove any of that wasted time or like negativity.
Yeah.
Maybe I should rephrase that. Not that like if I care what you're, not that I don't care what you're posting or whatever, but you know, does it benefit me or like does it make me better or worse almost? You know? So
like when you see something, does it piss you off?
Yeah.
Or does it make you think in a positive mindset?
And then I'll
like,
just get rid of it if it doesn't and keep it if it does. Like on my business page. I only follow like business related accounts or my past clients that I've worked with because I feel like, you know, I owe them a follow or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I only try to follow like business related stuff, whether it's Gary Vee or, there's a couple like Amazon guys on there, like those motivational business pages, like stuff like that. So that's all I follow my business page is clients, and you just got to try to cut the fat and trim out the BS.
Yeah. And people that you can like connect with, like on my cooking page. Sometimes, every once in a while, a follower will write me, and like we'll have good conversation. Yeah. And next thing you know, I go and I click on their page, and I'm like, oh, you're pretty cool, and I follow them. I don't know them, but I follow them because they communicate with me all the time. They're constantly replying to my stories or they're commenting. Positive. Yeah, and it's like, okay, I respect you, you know. Yeah. So. I don't know, like one of my followers, she sent me a book. She mailed it to me. I don't even know her. I think she lives in California or something. And she wrote me and she's like, I have this really good book. I'm on the Colleen Hoover kick books. I don't know if you've heard of her. She's like, it's like a love. a love story. Yeah, love
That's
stories.
That's what Lauren likes to read. She loves to read those dramas or those fantasies.
I'm sure she's read Colleen Hoover then because she's getting pretty popular.
Lauren?
No, Lauren. Go read Colleen Hoover. Yeah. My favorite one is called Ugly Love. I cried towards the end of the book. I like it. That's how good it just sucks you in. And so my follower mailed me this book. She reached out to me and she's like, I have a book that I think you'll really like. Would you mind if I got your address and mailed it to you? So of course I sent it out.
That's nice.
She mailed it to me and I read it and I absolutely loved it. And so her and I communicate about books, you know? So I don't know where I was going with that, but
where were we going with that?
I don't know. Just following people on your social media page that you connect with.
Yeah. I wanted to get to, I'm looking at my questions right now. I had a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've kind of covered everything I wanted to ask you nonchalantly, like without even getting, here's what I want to get to. Like who are your role models like growing up or people that you looked up to like maybe get you going with this business or, you know what I mean? Like people you kind of just look to for motivation or something like that.
Well, obviously I think like growing up in my family, like my dad is a business guy.
Yes.
And he kind of has dipped into everything, you know?
Yeah.
And it's kind of shown me like, hey, if you want something, go get it. Like
Yeah.
you're capable of it, you know?
Uh-huh.
And so my mom, she's an amazing person. Like she's just a go-getter.
Uh-huh.
You know, she doesn't have to work and she chooses to work in the OB unit and she absolutely loves it and she's amazing at it. So she always gives 110% in everything that she does. So I think that makes me strive to be better. Sometimes it's annoying because sometimes I'm like, "God, why do you have to be so perfect?" Yeah. But like with me, I feel like as I get older, now I look up to her, you know? And I mean, there's some people on my cooking page that I follow, accounts that I look at them and I go, okay, well, if they can do it, then I can do it, you know? So it gives me motivation. And I don't know, just, I don't really feel like there's.
What keeps you like ticking, you know? Because it's an everyday struggle, right?
Yeah.
You got to get up every single day and do it.
I definitely go through highs and lows.
Yeah.
I definitely get like sensory overload. I feel like,
Yeah.
where there's some times where I just want to take days off from social media. And I think some of my followers can see that because there will be days where I'll post content every single day. And then there will be like 3 days where I'm just quiet.
That's all right though.
Yeah.
You got to like live for yourself sometimes.
Yeah. And I think too, like, I don't know. I try to be as genuine as I can and just show people the real me because I don't have a problem like getting up in the morning and literally rolling out of bed and jumping on my story. Like I don't look good. I don't need a face full of makeup. Like this is who I am. This is how I do things and you're either going to like it or you're not, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think that's important because I feel like now that I'm at where I'm at in life, I feel like I'm confident enough in who I am as a person. And it took me a long time to get here.
Yeah.
And I feel just like with my social media page, I can be authentically myself, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like the modern day journal.
Yeah.
Almost. Mm-hmm. Do you have a journal? Have you ever done anything like that?
Okay. So funny story.
All my guy friends are going to make fun of me, but it works.
Do you have a journal?
I have a journal, but it's not like I go in there. Lauren always makes fun of me. She's like, "What are you writing about today? How much you love me?" But I kind of just use it as like a business journal and something it's really just somewhere I can throw my ideas out and not have to think about it anymore.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey said it good. He said, "It's a place for me to forget what I know," or just a place for me to go and forget.
Yeah. So it's probably a couple weeks ago, I was doing the dishes and I was listening to music and I was just thinking this song was on replay and I kept thinking, because I don't know if you know this, but I have like a biological dad. He lives in Hawaii and I have a brother and 2 sisters that live in Hawaii.
I always wondered that, actually.
Yeah. So Bo, my real dad, my dad, he adopted me when I was 5.
Really?
Yeah. So Henry is my biological dad.
You're Hawaiian?
I'm Costa Rican. Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm Costa Rican. So if you see my brother River and my sister Mia and Kaya, they are half Hawaiian, I think, and Costa Rican because their mom is Hawaiian. Well, I don't know my biological dad, Henry, right?
Yeah.
So there was one night where I was doing dishes and I was listening to this song and I just had all these feelings and I was like, oh my God. And I just could not stop thinking about it. And so finally I just went over, grabbed a pen and paper and I started journaling. And I don't know why this came up. I think maybe because I follow my brother River on social media and he has been posting about Henry lately. And like, I just have all these questions in my mind. Like, how could somebody not be a part? Like, how could a dad not be a part of their kids' life, you know? And I just try to understand it, but I've never spoken to him about it because we don't have a relationship. So that's the only time I've ever really journaled. And I feel like I got all of it out on paper. I wrote like 3 pages and I just went and wrote. And then I was like, oh, I feel better.
You just have to get it out of you.
Yeah. So I think it is really good journaling.
If you don't, then it just sits in your brain, and that's really what it's for, is just to get that information out of you so you don't have to think, so you don't have to remember it anymore. And if you want to remember it, it's right here because you already have it written down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think it helps you express yourself without, like you said, like overthinking it, you know? Like, because if I didn't talk about that with anybody, I'd probably still be thinking about it to this day, you know, but now I'm not. Like I got it out on paper, and I honestly haven't thought about it since you and I just brought it up.
I had no idea. So I always maybe thought that there was something going on there. Like I wasn't 100% sure that Bo was your dad, but now that I look at you, you definitely have like a little bit of a Samoan or like Costa Rican type head shape, you know?
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
And like if you see my younger sister Mia, we're identical. Like
really?
she just looks more Hawaiian. Like she has long brown hair. She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Well, both my sisters are gorgeous. They're both just like, they have just like this unique.
Do you talk to them?
So I talk to River's my brother. I talk to him and his girlfriend Annie more on social media. Mia and Kaya, I talk to them, but not as much as I would like to, you know? I saw them whenever I went over to Kauai.
Yeah.
Last summer and visited them.
They live in Kauai? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, I know. But actually River's moving back here. He's moving back to Vegas, and he's big into like videography and stuff like that. Like if you go on his social media page, he does all the stuff in Kauai though. So he's like going underwater, like doing all of the,
but all that stuff looks amazing.
Oh yeah. Hiking.
You're in
fishing.
The best place in the world to do that.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have like a struggle when I go over there because I'm into the video and photo stuff. So the whole thing I want to do when I'm there is just take videos and photos.
Yeah.
But then I have to also remind myself like, hey, you're here on vacation.
Yeah.
Like you're literally bringing your work to your vacation. So there's a big dilemma there for me. Like when I go on vacation. So
yeah.
It's almost like, all right, when do I pull my cameras out? When do I do this? Because I know I can make so much crazy stuff here. Like, you know, I can make stuff I've dreamed about, but it's almost like I didn't come here for that.
And
like,
you can't enjoy the moment.
That's it.
Yeah.
So here's what I think happened to me. You know, the universe or something told me, and it was a big slap in the face. We were in Kauai on this beach near Hanalei Bay, somewhere. I think it's on the northern end of the island, but just one of these beautiful beaches, right? Like, huge cliff behind us. So I had just gotten this brand new FPV drone, and it's the one where you put the goggles on.
Yeah.
You're like fully immersed into it. And I've been watching videos of this on YouTube and Instagram since like day one, you know?
Yeah.
So I get it up there, I'm flying, and I'm probably 2,000 feet up on this freaking mountain in Hawaii. And it's just awesome. Like I'm flying down this mountain like I'm an eagle. I swear to God. Because that's all you see. Your heartbeat is like, my heartbeat's probably at 180 when I'm doing that.
Yeah, I bet.
Because it's just so crazy and it feels so cool. And I'm getting all this crazy footage. And then out of nowhere, I just lose service and my screen goes black and I disconnect from the drone. And like, it's just gone. I can't get it back. It's literally in the Hawaiian mountain.
Oh my gosh.
I know exactly where it is, but it's just stuck in the trees up there. And
so
honestly, I was devastated. Like, probably wanted to cry, you know? I just spent $1,300 on this stupid drone, and it's something I've been looking forward to for years and years now, but that was the same day I was proposing to Lauren.
Oh.
So I think it was maybe like the universe telling me like, hey, dude.
Chill out.
Like, there's a time and place for this. You need to slow down and you need to enjoy this day because this is a day you're going to remember forever.
Yeah.
So I got over it like probably within, you know, like the hour or so because we had to, and we're in Kauai. I can't be sad forever. I got over it really quick. I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, it's just money.
Yeah.
Like, it's just money. I'll get more of it. It's fine. I'll buy another one. And I did.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like a big slap in the face. Like, hey, you need to enjoy this moment. Like, because you can't screw this up, you know?
No, definitely.
That was the day I had proposed to her.
Yeah.
So I had to get
you don't want that to like put a damper on your proposal. Like,
yeah. And that's why I was like, all right, you got to man up. And it's crazy. Like, that was probably one of the best days of our life.
I bet.
Just,
that's cool. It's so cool that you proposed her in Kauai, because Kauai is like, oh, it's my favorite place. I absolutely love that place.
That's something I've kind of just been, I've always told her that. You can ask her. Yeah. I think that's pretty cool. You can ask her. I've always told her I'm going to do it on a beach in Hawaii or somewhere on a beach. Like, because, you know, we've been together for, I think, 8 years, going on 9 years or something. So there were times where she might have, you know, been getting a little impatient, which is understandable because she's 2 years older than me. So she's like ready to go, you know, whereas I had just gotten out of college and, you know, I'm still like tiptoeing into it. But I'd always told her, I'm going to do it on a beach, and I'm going to do it. You can trust me, So I think it was worth the wait.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it was worth the wait.
Yeah. But too, you guys, haven't you guys been together since high school?
Yeah, we got together when I think I was 14 and a half, and she was 16.
Yeah. So see, it seems like when you say, oh, we've been together for 8 years, it's not like you guys got together in your 20s and you waited 8 years to propose to her. Like, you guys were high school sweethearts.
Yeah.
And you grew together to where you're at now. And now it's like, okay, so you did propose, but you can look at it like, oh, dang, he didn't propose to you until for 8 years. But really, you're not going to propose to somebody at the age of 16, 17.
No. No, it's funny. She was telling her friends the first day we had gotten there. Mm-hmm. She's like, oh, I don't think he's going to do it. He hasn't done it yet.
First day.
But little does she know, I have the ring and everything. I'm plotting behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So she was already over it, she said, the first day. And then the second day, she's like so surprised and had no idea. I was like, are you serious? You really didn't think I was going to? Yeah, we both did.
In the moment, or did it hit you afterwards?
I think we both started crying in the moment.
Yeah.
Like, I still remember the feeling. I'm getting goosebumps about it because it was literally like one of those feelings that you just can't forget. Yeah. It was kind of crazy. Uh-huh. Because it just felt like everything in, our lives had just led us to this point. Yeah. And it was just like, all these emotions were coming out, and we're so happy for each other. Yeah. And so happy that, finally happened.
Yeah, that's good. It's good that you guys have one another. And it's even cooler that you guys have known each other for so long. Yeah. And like, you guys are going to have a whole life together. Like, I look at couples that have been together since high school or since their early 20s, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like, pretty much everybody in our family has been together since they were, in high school?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So that's why I thought that was really cool. Mm-hmm. Can not continue the tradition. Like, I could do anything however I want. But I just thought it was cool that we've known each other forever and we were able to stick it out for this long. Yeah. Because it was hard in college and stuff. I mean, we've had our fights and, our breakups or whatever. But I always knew it would, like, work out and stuff. There was never any scenario I can imagine without her. Yeah. It was just hard to, like, think about doing anything without her. Yeah.
And I think too, like, as you get older and if you're in a relationship, you have to understand that, like, when you're in an argument, you're not trying to figure out who's right and who's wrong. Yeah. You're fighting the situation, like, whatever the problem is, you're fighting it together and you're trying to find a solution together, Well,
we're still figuring out that kind of stuff. I mean, we're still, like, young, or I'm young too, so I might be a dick sometimes or not understand.
Yeah, but as long as you can recognize it, I think that's the biggest thing I've learned, throughout my years of experience with the relationships, is taking accountability. As long as you're able to take accountability for your wrongdoing, nobody's perfect. Yeah. But when somebody wants to pretend like they are and act like their actions were for a specific reason, well, I did this because you did that, and like, it justifies me treating you like that. Yeah. No, really, it doesn't. Like, nobody should be treating anybody like crap. Mm-hmm. Even if you think that you're right and the other person's wrong, you still can't treat them like crap. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So there's times where you could probably be a dick, and there's times where she could probably be a little, but as long as you guys recognize it and try to grow and go, okay, next time I get mad, I'm going to try not to react that way.
Honestly, it's probably my fault most of the time. Like, I don't clean or. Yeah. That's what kind of one of the big problems was when we first moved in together, because I've lived with my parents my whole life. My mom does all my laundry. She cleans everything. Yeah. I've never had to I still do stuff, go around the house and help out, but never had to, like, dust the baseboards or clean up, I don't even, just little stuff that I don't even think about. Mm-hmm. So I had to tell her, I was like, Lauren, like, I just don't think about those kind of things. So, like, we've gotten better at it.
Yeah, it's communication. Same thing with Dylan and I.
Like, straight up, I just don't think about those kind of things. Mm-hmm. Like, you see dust up there, I could care less. Like, it's not that it's just how I'm wired, but you got to work on it.
I get that. Yeah. It's hard. And I think that, like, Dylan and I are like that, where he's perfect with, he's not perfect, but
Yeah.
I mean, he's close, like, you know, but he just,
Yeah.
he's very OCD about stuff.
Yeah.
And so he sees things that I don't, which is funny because my mom is like that.
Yeah.
Like growing up, my mom had to have a spick and span house. Bathroom had to be spotless. Everything had to be super clean. I'm just not like that. You know,
Yeah.
I'm more of like, oh, the dishes are in the sink and I'll get to them when I can,
later.
or, you know,
That's how I was as a college student, though. You're like, oh, who cares? No one's here to tell me.
But then once you start realizing, like, if you can communicate with your partner and you can say, hey, this bothers me when you do that, and then they try to make a change, like, you're not going to change overnight, you know, but as long as you're trying to make an effort towards whatever it is, then you guys will figure stuff out.
Yeah. Dylan, how old is Dylan?
36.
And I am 23, so he's 13 years older than me. So even though he's my uncle, he was kind of like a big brother almost.
Yeah.
Because he was the closest thing to me, like Phillips family wise anyways, as far as a brother. So I think growing up, me and him, like, you know, had our like bickerings or, you know, just like little bro type.
He was just talking about that the other day. I don't know if he's going to want me
but
to
now
say
I
this.
think he's like really cool and stuff, you know,
Yeah.
like, oh, I understand. He's just a kid having some fun, you know, just doing
like when you worked for at the Phillips business or whatever. Yeah, he was just saying how it's crazy. We were talking about that last night, actually, just how it's crazy looking at you now, especially him, because he's known you obviously your whole life. And he's even said, like, he made the comment, I feel like Destry reminds me a lot of myself.
Really?
Like, yeah. And he said,
That's cool.
like the way that you think, and you're just open-minded and you want to like think deeply about things.
Well,
you know?
he might have a part in that. Like,
Yeah.
because I worked with them for multiple summers, you know, 14, 15, 16, 17, you know, over the summer working with them. And he was actually, now I think of it, one of the first guys who got me into the podcast, because he started listening to like JRE and Shab and Theo way back in the day. So he's probably the one who put me on podcasts. It's like, oh, this is actually pretty funny and, you know, pretty cool. And it passed the time well, because sometimes you're just sitting in the equipment like, all right, I don't want to listen to music anymore. I'm tired of music. I need to listen to something.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting. I never thought of that.
Yeah. And and that's pretty cool that he basically got both of us on podcasts.
Is Dylan the Godfather? The Podfather?
The Podfather?
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. Definitely crazy.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes I might have been like, but it's probably just me being my teenage boy self, you know, maybe
totally.
like a dick or didn't care about what I was doing.
Yeah.
You know,
but you grow out of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there was times where, you know,
we argued or like had our beef or something.
Yeah.
But we're just two dudes trying to get a job done, and it's hot as hell outside.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. And when you mix family with business, it's even harder, because then people can, you know, get their feelings hurt sometimes, and it's not, you're not meaning to be mean, but you're just, like you said, it's the heat and you're just trying to get a job done. And it's just like, dude, come on, let's figure this out. So.
All right. I really got to pee really bad. And I think we've been rolling for like an hour and 30 minutes now.
Holy crap.
I think it's coming up on an hour and 30. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anything else you want to get out to the people? This is your plug time. Let it all out. Anything
well, if you guys want to go give me a follow, you can go to my Instagram page or my TikTok. It's Cooking with Charlie's Mom.
And how many followers on TikTok?
On TikTok, I have 152,000.
So you might want to go check that out.
0.9. Yeah. Something like that, around the 150,000 plus on TikTok. A lot better than Instagram. But Instagram is where I'm more personable. I get on my story every single day. I write back to people if they message me. TikTok is just such a bigger audience that sometimes I don't feel like I see a lot of the comments.
It's a lot more just like post and ghost, mass spread type deal.
Yeah, and you get a lot of negative comments.
It's kind of like just pulling that little, you know, that little jack. What's it called?
The
you know, the
go, like
you're just
spin
pulling
and
it
go.
and hoping you get tons of views. And,
Yes, yeah.
All right, anything else? That's it?
Yeah, I think that's it. I can't believe we've been talking for this long.
I know. And I went to the gym for this, so you know all the fluids right now are
so you're holding it.
I've literally been holding it for like the last 30 minutes, but we've been talking really good. So
gosh.
I enjoyed my time speaking with you, and
well, thanks
for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was fun. We'll have to do it again.
Yeah, I think we learned a lot, and all right, this podcast is going to be airing Saturday morning or Saturday at 12 a.m., first thing in the morning. So make sure to go Like and subscribe on YouTube and give us a follow. Into the Essence. All these podcasts will be released on Into the Essence YouTube, so you have to subscribe. Thank you guys for listening, and thanks, Jourdyn, for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Peace.